Wanderers forever. There can be only one. Well, that's me just back from the DCA in Dundee after seeing the 30th anniversary 4K restoration of 1986 cult classic Highlander. It was great to see it on the big screen tonight. I enjoyed seeing it on the big screen. It's a movie that I grew up with as a kid. I remember when it first came out in 1986. I was living in Edinburgh at the time, and I remember there was the cardboard cutout of this image here in the video shop where I lived, and I was always curious about it. And then I think I watched it maybe about that year or the year later, maybe actually in Berlin, and I've always enjoyed watching it. And it didn't do very well at the box office back in the day, and it is most definitely a cult classic, and it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's just one of these films as that you assume everyone loves, but it's not everyone's cup of tea at all. And I thank my younger brother Mark for coming along to the DCA with me tonight to watch it. I think he had fun, although I don't think he loves the film as much as I do. I used to watch it with him when he was young, but he couldn't really remember much about it, so it was like seeing it for the first time for Mark. I think my brother Mark called it the most random film he's ever seen. Well, it is a bit out there and random, but there's a lot more random movies out there, I tell you. I don't know if he's ever seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show or even the Samurai Cop films, but I guess it probably is a bit mad, this film, upon the first viewing. So I think I just take it for granted. I've been watching it for 30 years, probably once or twice a year. I've always known it has a great sense of humour, this film, but I think tonight I realised quite how funny it actually is, and there was lots of random scenes where people were laughing. I'm like, why is that funny? But it's funny, in films, little things mean different things to different people. There was scenes in the film where I was only laughing and nobody laughed. I'm like, shit, am I a weirdo for thinking that's hilarious? But yeah, great entertaining film. Action-packed, beautiful scenery, visually stunning, really stylish, great music, wonderful music. Brilliant bad guy. Christopher Lambert is brilliant as Connor MacLeod or Russell Nash, and that accent is tremendous. And Sean Connery is Sean Connery. He's brilliant in it as well. What do you think of the 4K restoration? Well, to be honest, it was good seeing it on the massive screen, but it wasn't really any different than I've seen before. It was as good as I've seen it still, but I got the Blu-ray recently, like from a while back. I actually found that the Blu-ray wasn't as good as this. Wasn't as good as this one. This was the steelbook, the beautiful steelbook, Immortal Edition as they called it, and it was 2-disc special edition, and I found the picture quality was better on this than it was actually on the Blu-ray, and this is supposedly DVD, high definition. A beautiful steelbook that is. And yeah, so that was more similar to what I saw there, but I understand that it's been released on Blu-ray. That version I've watched tonight, apparently the 4K restoration 30th anniversary, has been released on Blu-ray as well, so I'm curious to see if there's any more special features on that. Like this one, amazing special features on this. A lot of it's repeated on that, but I'm curious to see it. Shit. Oh fuck. There goes my steelbook. Well, I enjoyed watching it at the DCA tonight. It was really hot in there actually. I've been taking this new medication actually, and it was making me sweat in the first place, and I don't drink too often, but sometimes when I have alcohol I get a bit dehydrated, so I went in there actually quite warm, and it took me a while to cool down, and it was pretty packed. I don't know if it was actually sold out, but it was probably 95% sold out at least, and it was really warm in there. There wasn't much air conditioning going on, and with the body heat it was pretty uncomfortable that way, but well done to Dundead, they call them, the guys at Dundead, for putting the show on, and the DCA. I love the DCA cinema. I think it's a beautiful little cinema, and I like to encourage people to go to the DCA to see screenings, and I'm trying my best to get to as much as I can, but you can't always make it. But if there's certain ones you really want to, you should go along, because it's good to support the DCA as well. And I just want to give a shout out to Dundead, well done. And they asked for recommendations for cult films and horror and that type of film, fantasy, whatever, to if they'd like to screen films, and maybe ask for suggestions. They've got a Facebook page and a Twitter page, and I'd like to get in touch with them actually, because I might have a couple of ideas for that. Not much else to say. I enjoyed watching the movie, and we'll speak again soon, okay? Cheers.
You told me you was from Spain. You're a liar.